for me, when I started to be aware of the graffiti removal, it was hard for me to give in to something that I kind of hated so much, because every graffiti writer or vandal, they hate the buff. The buff is the removal, the patches where they remove, and it was hard for me to give in something that covers up the work that I had done, and that I do and I did in the past and still going on. But then I started to think about it, and I wanted to show, in a way, the whole life and evolution cycle of that process, over and over and over, and it just keeps repeating itself, and the layers keep building up, and that's kind of like my starting point when I think of doing a piece. And you know uh, most of the time it's for me to feel satisfied with the piece I create, for me first, right? and then I also then I try to, at the same time, see myself as the city employee and the city vandal, because I have to do both parts, right, to make this come together. And then at the same time, I have to kind of like I kind of think of the viewer. I don't kind of like just leave it there and see like, oh, let's see what they think about it. Even though that happens a lot, where there's a piece that I really do not like at all, but I know it's all there and it might grow on me, but somebody might choose it. When it'll be my last one, they'll choose it as the first one. That's happened various times. So what I try to do with everything that I've learned in my life, as far as graffiti, is to try to create a piece where where the whole history is there, but it's not like up in front of you piece of graffiti that somebody might not like, or a tag that's right there, right in front of you. So I try to kind of like subliminally combine all of these elements into one, where it could be in a nice place. It could be inside somebody's home, it could be in a lobby, or it could be in a gallery, or it could be enjoyed anywhere. And I like to say that it's I like to say, I kind of like to say abstract, but I think that word is a little like, a little played out in a way, because they end up being abstract, because it's like, but if you really think about it, it's kind of like how we were talking earlier about graphic design, where you get all these little things, all these little images and little stuff, and you start putting it all together, and you kind of like, you build a collage, right? But and actually, these are real elements that happen at some point, or are happening while I'm making the piece, where it's letters. They're real letters that you put together, that are made with style. There's designs that are real designs that go in there, that you either imagined them or thought about them, or maybe kind of altered one that you kind of saw somewhere. Um, and then it gets covered up by the city, and then these are real walls, real paint that gets covered up, and people doing this, so they're real patches. So with time, they start to deteriorate. You can kind of start to fade. You kind of see it starts to chip. So it's like all these elements to create an urban abstraction, a graffiti abstraction, in that way. So there's different, so it's an abstraction, but I don't see it as an abstraction. I guess is what I want to say. I kind of see it as real things, just kind of like moved around, like in different objects put together in different ways.